Welcome to LearnSphere. In this video, we'll be solving quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. For the first example, we have x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. To solve the quadratic equation using the quadratic formula, we have to know the quadratic formula to be x equals to minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Firstly, we have to determine the values of a, b, and c. For the value of a is the coefficient of x squared, which is, for this example, 1. For the value of b is the coefficient of x, which is negative 5. And the value of c is our constant, which is positive 6. Next, we have to substitute the three values of a, b, and c into the formula, where we will get x equals to minus bracket minus 5 plus minus square root bracket negative 5 squared minus 4 bracket 1 bracket positive 6 over 2 bracket 1. Now, to solve for the two values of x, we have to simply use the positive sign in front of the square root to get our first answer, followed by using the negative sign in front of the square root to get our second answer. Therefore, we have the two equations of x to be x equals to minus bracket negative 5 plus square root bracket minus 5 squared minus 4 bracket 1 bracket 6 over 2 bracket 1. And for our second equation, we have x equals to minus bracket minus 5 followed by a negative sign with a square root bracket negative 5 squared minus 4 bracket 1 bracket positive 6 over 2 bracket 1. From the two equations that we have, we can simply put it into our calculators to get the values of x to be, for the first value of x, it will be 3, and for the second value of x, it will be 2. Therefore, the two answers for x for this example is x equals to positive 3 or positive 2. Let's go on to example 2, where we have the following quadratic equation of 2x squared plus 3x minus 5 equals to 0. For the quadratic formula method, we have to firstly know the quadratic formula of x equals to minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Firstly, we have to determine our values for a, b, and c. The value of a is the coefficient of x squared, which is, in this example, a equals to 2. For the value of b is the coefficient of x, which is positive 3. Therefore, our b value is positive 3. And for c, it is the constant that we have, and therefore our c value is negative 5. Next, we substitute the values of a, b, and c into our formula, which will give us x equals to negative bracket 3 plus minus square root bracket 3 squared minus 4 bracket 2 bracket negative 5 over 2 bracket 2. Next, we can solve for the two values of x by simply using the positive sign firstly in front of our square root. And for our second value, we can use a negative sign in front of our square root. Therefore, the two equations for x would be x equals to minus bracket 3 plus square root bracket 3 squared minus 4 bracket 2 bracket negative 5 over 2 bracket 2. And for the second equation, we have x equals to negative bracket 3 minus square root bracket 3 bracket squared minus 4 bracket 2 bracket negative 5 over 2 bracket 2. And we can simply put all the values into our calculator, which will give our first value of x to be 1 and our second value of x to be negative 2.5. Therefore, for the second example, the two values of x are x equals to 1 or negative 2.5. For the third example, we have the following quadratic equation of 3x squared plus 2x plus 7 equals to 0. Similar to the first two examples, we have to rewrite the quadratic formula, which is x equals to minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Let's determine our values for a, b, and c. The value of a is the quotient of x squared, which is positive 3. Value of b is the quotient of x, which is positive 2. And our value of c is a constant, which is positive 7. Next, we have to simply substitute our values of a, b, and c into the formula, which will give us x equals to minus bracket 2 plus minus square root bracket 2 squared minus 4 bracket 3 bracket 7 over 2 bracket 3. Where the two equations that we can get are firstly by using the positive in front of the square root, and for the second value, we can use the negative in front of the square root. Therefore, we'll get two equations, the first one being x equals to minus bracket 2 plus square root bracket 2 squared minus 4 bracket 3 bracket 7 over 2 bracket 3. And for our second equation, by using the negative sign, we'll have x equals to minus bracket 2 minus square root bracket 2 squared minus 4 bracket 3 bracket 7 over 2 bracket 3. Next, when we put it into our calculator, we'll get the two values of x. But in this case, when you try to put it into the calculator, it will give us no solution. Therefore, there are cases where the x value have no real solution. So therefore, for this example, we have the values of x to be no real solution as the answer. Thank you for watching.